Hey everyone, it's CSM725 from Overclock.net here to give you a quick look and review at the Cooler Master Storm Quickfire Rapid Gaming Keyboard, mechanical of course, in MX Red switches. A little bit of background on the keyboard. As mechanical keyboards have been getting more popular, lots of companies have been releasing their own offerings. So this is Cooler Master's Storm subdivision. Marketing, you can see on the box over here. Let's try to get a view. There we go. Okay. And what it is a CoStar board, just like Philco or DOS keyboards or WASD keyboards. It's a reference PCB, so there's nothing new there. And the model I have here is in MX Red switches. These are plate mounted, meaning that there's a plate on top of the PCB, and the switches are soldered in a way that you can't touch them unless you desolder them. So as you can see here, let's try to get a zoom on it. We have the MX Red switch, which is this one over here. And these are 45 centinewtons activation force. And as you can see, I have a wrist rest over here just because that's how I like to review my keyboards. The keycaps come with Chinese printing since I ordered them overseas. At the time it was the cheapest alternative, and I believe it may still be. The keycaps are ABS with what looks like, with what is pad printed letters on top of them. The keyboard comes with some accessories. It comes with red WASD keycaps, which I already have installed here, which have front face printing, which I'll try to show you right now. As you can see on the WASD, it does have the letters printed up on the front face of the caps, which is a nice feature. It seems that the gaming keyboard is the idea they're going for here. It does have branding right between the Escape and F1 key. It has the CM Storm logo, and on top of the inverted T cluster it has another CM Storm logo. Now, something that's very nice and unique about this keyboard, I'll try to pull some keys and show you, is the red backplate that it has. I'll try to give you a nice close view on that right here. You can see that the plate is red compared to the Philco that I have standing by right over here, which has a black plate. As you can see over here, it's black and not red. Okay, so the features that this Cooler Master keyboard has that not lots of other keyboards have, well, it has a scroll lock LED inside the key, which I believe Leopold's have also. Let me just get a good zoom over here. Okay, there we go. It has the scroll lock LED embedded inside the key, which looks, it can be disturbing, but a PBT keycap would cover it up, as I can show you later on in the review. It has a multimedia layer from F5 to F8 and F10 through F12, which can be accessed by holding the function button over here, which I'm holding down. And F9 is a Windows lock key, which basically locks the Windows key when you're in game, so you can't accidentally crash the game, which is something that it's an appreciated feature by gamers, I'm sure. In terms of accessories, the keyboard comes with PS2 to a USB to PS2 dongle, which allows full N key rollover, meaning you can hit as many keys as you want at the same time. And it also comes with some replacement keycaps. Let me try to sort through them. It does come with a pair of Cooler Master Windows keys over here. These are 1 1/4 units. And it comes with a keycap puller, which is, in my experience, not the best. It scratches the keys a little bit, but it will do. We have, again, the Windows key lock, the multimedia layer, and something that it's a nice feature, but it hasn't been implemented properly, is the detachable cable here. You can see it, and it plugs out like that. It's a mini USB connector. It's standard, but it's not very fun to plug back in, as you can see right now. I'll try to demonstrate. Just going to try to plug it back in. It kind of needs you to reach over and fight with it a little bit. I'll type a couple of words now on each keyboard, and just to give you an idea of how it sounds, compared to a Philco in MX Browns with PBT keycaps. I'll just be typing the quick brown fox a couple of times. Let's open Notepad. Okay, let's. That was with the CM Storm. Now let's swap the Philco in. Just pop the keycap right back on. Okay, now let's try the same thing. Okay, that just gives you a bit of an idea about how it sounds compared to a Philco with PBT keycaps. Now this is something I've seen people wanting to see how it looks. I'm just going to try to stick a standard keycap on top. I'm going to stick actually the scroll lock keycap I have here. I'm going to activate the LED, see how much of it shines through. Actually, as you can see, it's extremely hard. Let's see if I can get a good view here. It's extremely hard to tell that the LED is activated. You can see kind of over here the red glow, but it doesn't shine through at all, if even this little bit is noticeable. Okay, and hold on a second. Okay, hold on. There we go. Alright, there we are. We also have, they as you can see, they come obviously with the regular WASD keys. Again, with the Chinese characters, which is a noticeable downside. Another downside to this keyboard is the spacebar, which is also printed, and that will rub off, in my opinion, very easily. There we are. Another thing that you might mind is the lack of a standard Windows logo here. It's the CM Storm logo or the Cooler Master logo, whichever looks less obnoxious in your opinion. And what else? Let's see. The red backplate is a nice feature, but some people are saying it's over-branded if you're looking at the logo here and here. The keycaps, again, the Chinese printing may be a bit busy and obnoxious again. It's pretty much all around the keyboard. The spacebar branding, again, like I've mentioned before, is a pretty big issue. But there's a very nice rubbery type, it's called the skin, that's what they called it on the Chinese site I ordered it from, feature over here, which is kind of nice. It's nice to the touch. The multimedia functions work well, play, pause, stop, fast forward, rewind, mute, and plus minus volume. Nothing else really unique. I suppose you could find a way to use the function as another layer, but there's no numpad layer like the Duckies do, which I think they could have definitely used that. As I said before, the detachable cable is kind of miserable. You really need to fight with it. The caps lock LED works nicely, as you can see here, but my particular keyboard came with a defective left alt switch, meaning this switch here doesn't really work, and by really I mean it doesn't work at all. But overall, for the price, it's a very solid keyboard in MX Reds, considering the history of these switches. In 10 keyless keyboards, they were selling Philcos for $200 or so, so this is definitely good bang for the buck. But I would recommend a replacement keycap set, because these keycaps are pad printed and they'll wear off fairly easily, just like the stock Philco ones. The font isn't too obnoxious if we ignore the Chinese on the keys. There are standard nubs on the F and J, and it's basically, you could say, it's an improved Philco in some ways, but in some ways they just try to do too much. Like the detachable cable, it's something that they could have used a bit of improvement on. There's no cable management channels like the Leopold has. It's just straight out, and if you want, you can tuck it through here, which that also takes a good amount of effort to do. As you can see, it's a Oh, another thing that they don't include here, if you want, let me try to get you a close-up here. Look at the rubber foot. It doesn't have any rubber on it. The foot has no rubber on it. It's just plastic, so this slides around fairly easily here, compared to the Filco, which does come with rubber on the feet, which I'll just pull off right now to show you what I mean. This just pulls off of the feet and snaps right back on. And that's a very welcome feature in terms of sliding around and all of that stuff. So, that's it. In summary, this is a very solid keyboard. Lots of nice features for the gaming market, if you will. The red WASD could look nice, but I still think the keyboard is a bit busy design-wise. I don't personally mind the logos here like some others have minded. There is a logo on the back, and I think they could have done with just that, since that looks pretty nice, but the logo on top of Escape here and the logo on top of the arrow keys, or the inverted T cluster, is definitely a bit much in my opinion. The red LEDs are done very nicely. The red backplate is a feature I very much appreciate. Other than the dead switch I received with my keyboard, which I'll assume is just a dead switch and nothing else, it's a very solid keyboard. I'd be looking at around 8.5 out of 10. So, if you're looking for MX Red's nice, linear, light, soft switch, like a pillow, 10 keyless form factor, for very good bang for the buck, only $100, $110, compared to Filcos that are selling right now for around $150, $160. It's definitely a very solid choice. If you don't mind the little niggles I have, which are the detachable cable, the over-branding in some cases, and, well, the dead switch that I received. So, for these reasons, I'll give the keyboard 8.5 out of 10, like I said before. So, it's been CSM725 taking a quick look at the CM Storm Fire Rapid MX Red's keyboard. Alright, over and out. I hope you enjoyed.